America smokes more marijuana than any other country. Some use it for recreation.
What brings you guys here today?
For the legalization of marijuana.
And in growing numbers, others use it for medicinal purposes.
I don't believe I manufacture a pot soda. I manufacture a medical elixir.
The country has become a patchwork of drug laws, with more and more states defying federal restrictions.
How many plants do you have here?
We have about 800 plants here total.
In California, legal weed is a doctor's visit away. In Seattle, tens of thousands of people smoke pot in public, while the mayor cheers them on.
Prohibition has not worked.
But 2,400 miles east, things couldn't be more different. New York City is now arresting more people for marijuana than any other place in any other time in history.
90% of the individuals arrested are Black and Latino.
How often does this happen?
Every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Smoking a joint can't kill you, but getting arrested for it might.
You could have actually died this night.
Very easily.
On this episode of Vanguard, we explore the confusing, contradictory, racially charged landscape of marijuana enforcement.
The DEA raided a medical marijuana club in San Francisco.
Our medicine is marijuana. Listen to Obama.
And visit some of the emerging front lines in the war on weed. Every day, I walk out my front door in Venice, California, and there they are, signs of the so-called green rush. California's medical marijuana industry was born in the mid-90s, when cancer patients reporting pain relief as a result of smoking marijuana were granted compassionate use of the drug by the state's voters. Now, 15 years later, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. There are about 1,000 marijuana selling dispensaries across the state. They exist in a legal gray area. California law permits them. Federal law does not. It's confusing. So to understand how the marijuana industry works, I decided to visit a doctor I found on Google.
It's now 11 a.m. in Los Angeles, and I am on my way to get my medical marijuana recommendation from a physician. Good, good to see you. Okay, so how do I go about getting a medical marijuana doctor recommendation?
The doctor explained the ballot measure passed by California voters back in 1996 led to the legalization of marijuana on compassionate grounds as a treatment for specific diseases.
You know, like glaucoma and AIDS and cancer and I think 10 conditions.
But the law contains a clause that allows doctors to write a prescription for any condition he and the patient agree upon. In other words, marijuana can be prescribed for whatever ails you.
Sleeping, anxiety.
Not really.
A few tests.
Perfect. 110/70. And take breath through your mouth.
Some more questions.
What kind of pain?
It's like a dull, kind of throbbing pain.
And just like that,
Am I supposed to smile, not smile?
Smile, strike a pose, whatever you're feeling.
All right, here we go.
I had a photo ID that would be accepted at dispensaries across California.
So can I go in today?
It's active already. Right now it's active. I just have to sign it.
Wow, that was quick. Okay, 45 minutes later, I now have a doctor recommendation to purchase marijuana in the state of California, but the federal government would still consider me a criminal.
With this piece of paper, I can now legally grow 12 plants and possess 8 ounces of marijuana, an amount that could send me to prison under rarely enforced federal laws. I'm even allowed to bring my medicine through airport security at LAX. If I land in the wrong state, however, I could land in jail. I'm not too worried though. The city where I'm going has taken defying federal law on marijuana to new heights. Give me an H! E! M! This is Seattle's Hempfest, the largest annual marijuana event in the United States. In August, an estimated 250,000 people attended to party, protest, and smoke, all in plain view of the police. What brings you guys here today?
For the legalization of marijuana.
Are you a medical user?
No.
Okay. Recreational?
Are you prepared, Seattle, to demand the decriminalization and legalization of marijuana?
So the crowd is right now counting down to 4:20, the internationally recognized time to get high. There are tens of thousands of people here, all about to light up, and nobody's gonna get arrested. Hempfest happens on city land with city permits. In other words, the city government is helping all these people break federal law. In theory, federal agents could swoop in and start making arrests, but they never do. Perhaps because the city's top official is this year's guest of honor.
A warm Seattle welcome to a mayor of the greatest city in the world, Mayor Mike McGinn.
You know, it's interesting, if every politician and elected official who had ever tried marijuana voted to legalize it, it would be legal in an instant.
I met the mayor backstage.
In Seattle, small amounts of marijuana for personal use is the lowest enforcement priority for the Seattle Police Department. So we can't make it legal because that's a state and a federal issue.
Why is it the police force's lowest priority?
I think it reflects changing attitudes towards the drug war.
Time for us to move in a different direction and legalize marijuana next year!
In Seattle, marijuana possession is a crime. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail.
Peter Holmes is Seattle's city attorney, its top law enforcement official. He knows the law, but like the mayor, is refusing to enforce it.
The number 2 cash crop in the state of Washington is marijuana. Why in the world wouldn't we promote an industry in a recessionary climate and gain hundreds of millions of dollars of sorely needed revenues? We need to completely turn this around, and this is the opportunity.
At Hempfest, entrepreneurs have seized the opportunity by borrowing very familiar marketing techniques from beer commercials. What are you guys handing out?
We're handing out cards for an authorization place.
You handed out a lot of cards today?
Yeah, about 1,000.
The girls are advertising for a doctor who, like the one I saw in LA, issues medical marijuana recommendations. Over the years, methods for taking that medicine have evolved to new heights. What is that?
It's an Illadelph detachable coil.
How much does something like that cost?
$1,400.
$1,400, yes.
I started my business 3 years ago in the lowest of economies, and I'm now opening my 3rd store in Vancouver next month.
Smooth.
All this, the music, the masks, the giant joints, brings hundreds of thousands of dollars into the city. But money, it turns out, is not the motivating factor in the city of Seattle's decision to abandon the prosecution of marijuana cases.
When I took office, I found that of the backlog of cases in my office, 59% of them were against African Americans. Now, this is for a city that has an 8% African American population. It's clear that it's racially disparate in its enforcement, and we're putting people in jail for a crime that the majority of people in this city do not believe is a crime.
Officials in Seattle recognized that the same racial disparity often associated with hard drug arrests held true in marijuana cases as well. What was happening in Seattle, however, is nothing compared to what is happening right now in New York City. Tens of thousands of minorities being arrested for having in their pockets what these people here at Hempfest have in plain view.